All right. Next subject. Gangstalking. All right, now some of you may know what this is, right? Others of you may not. Okay. Uh, Gangstalking is very real. Okay. It is something created within the simulation that we live in. All right. To monitor you, right? What? Sorry, I'm my dog making noises. To monitor you, okay? To know what you're doing, to know what you're up to try to figure out what's going on in your life, right? Most of the time, they come in the form of, well, people, right? Animals can be used for this. Birds, especially birds, right? Crows, all type of, squirrels. It's not the physical. It's more about the spiritual aspect, right? Of these gang stalkers. They're spirits using people and animals, right, as vessels. Okay, you might go somewhere every day, depending on, well, it really doesn't depend on where it is, doesn't matter. Okay, but most of the time, like when you're grocery shopping, okay, what stores you frequent often, um, when you're walking out and about, say you're walking your dog, you know, what routes you take, places you go, things you do. And you might notice the same person, right? You're out and about. You see the same person around the same time, right? Or even different times, right? But you see this same person, or same people that seems like they come out of nowhere, right? And this is sometimes what a lot of witches do. Witches and warlocks, people that are into sorcery, because they watch you 24/7, right? They will try to place themselves in places that you will frequent, place themselves in places they know that you will be, right? That's why it's always good to take a different route. If you're used to going somewhere and doing something on a regular basis, it's good to take different routes to that place, right? Go on different paths to that place. Oh, excuse me. These spirits will use people, right? You guys ever seen that movie with Denzel Washington? What's it called? I forget the title of the movie, but I think you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Those of you that are old enough. It seems like this younger generation doesn't watch older movies, which is, I don't know, baffling to me. But anyway, these spirits use vessels, right? Willing vessels. And sometimes these people don't even know. The people that are being used, more times than not, they don't even know, right? But there are some that do know, okay? Those that give themselves up to these spirits, right? Narcissists, for example, they have made a covenant with the devil. They have given themselves up as a vessel to be used by these demonic spirits, okay? Not all of them, but most of them, okay? Seeking some type of validation, right? Self-validation to obtain things, right? Money, status, this attention period, right? And test this theory tomorrow when you're out, right? And you'll probably even know what I'm saying is true, because you'll see the same people, the same type of people, or the same people in the same environments, right? Every time you go to this place, this person pops up, right? Asking questions maybe, or you'll see them try to provoke you to act outside of your character, right? ultimately, that's one part of their goal, right? To get you to act out of your character in a way that you are not on a regular, right? This is also what narcissists do. Okay. Hey. Oh, thought my fish was dead. Uh, this is also what narcissists will do. They will try to provoke you, right? To get you to lash out, to even enact revenge, right? And in there, speaking about that, that's because they've set up this exterior module, right? They've set it up, and the way they set it up, of course, works by slander. And this happens all when they're in a relationship with you, when they're in friendship, whatever type of relationship with you. They're setting all of this up while they're in that relationship with you, right? So by the time they decide to discard you, they've already devalued you. They've already treated you like garbage, right? Tried to make you feel so low as to where you feel like you can't go on, right? Like you just, every day's dreadful for you. You can't get up. You can't do anything. And then so they point the finger at you, right? To other people, to your family members, to your friend groups, to everybody around you, right? Working to isolate you even more, okay? And most of them, when they come in, they try to find out as much as they can about you, right? In order to isolate you, okay? Especially if they think that you don't have, say if like you're just, you're by yourself really. They think that you don't have anybody to come to your defense, to your aid, right? Ultimately, we have God, right? And who else do you need when you got God, right? Especially when it comes to defending you. God sees the things that you can't see, right? He's in every place that you are not, okay? So he sees everything that's going on. These gang stalkers, okay, they always want to know what you're doing, okay? What you're up to, what's your plans, right? So they can carry this back, okay, to their source, all right? And so enact a plan to simulate a triggering, altering response, okay? Now, like I said, a lot of these people don't know that they're being used for this, right? But there are some that do, right? That willingly give themselves up to this, okay? And they'll play like they don't know, but they know. Absolutely, they know. This is why they watch you 24/7, okay? To report, to try to come up with tactics, with a plan, right? To try to weaken your vessel, to try to cipher from you, and to try to take what you have, right? Trying to stop what you have coming in, okay? Next time you're out, right? Next time you're out running errands, doing what you're doing, pay attention to that, and I bet you'll see what I'm talking about. You can see the same type of to test that we do live in the simulation. You can see every day, like your attention, just let your attention go to this, right? You'll see every day the same type of cars, right? The same car, actually, the same people, right? It's like a movie or a video on replay, like a broken record, skipping record on replay every single day. Seem like you're living the same day over and over and over again, right? Like that show Westworld I told you guys about, right? In that show, it's a script being played out, right? Every single day, but it's the same script, right? Sun comes up in the morning, the person comes out on the porch, right? There's a little stretch and yawn. Oh, what a beautiful day it is today. Then they hear the water pot on the stove going off, right? Go take the water pot, make some tea. Now they're off in the farm doing some maintenance with the farm animals and all this stuff. And this repeats every single day. Every single day. The same process, right? This is the simulation. Okay? This is the simulation. All right? And I told you guys, you can see when you start to wake up, you actually start to see things for what they really are. You can see the coding in the simulation. Like literally, if you have spiritual eyes to see, you can see the coding in the simulation. You know, like on the Matrix when they have all those numbers and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? The numbers and the ones and the zeros and stuff. You can start to see that. No lie. You can start to see that. Think about, think about this. If you've ever been choked out, right? Or if you've ever been close to passing out, and you know how they say, people say you see stars, right? That's a real thing, right? Except for you're not seeing stars. It's the simulation that you're seeing, right? Remember in Hunger Games when Katniss, she took the arrow, the arrow, and she shot it up into the firmament, right? The dome that was over the environment they were in, that's a firmament, right? That's what we live under, right? She shot it up there, right? And she had a string tied to the arrow, right? And it was also tied to some tree or something. So when the lightning struck it, right, the arrow hit the top, the lightning struck it, and then it busted the simulation, right? Broke it down, and everything started to crumble. Everything started to break down. The decoding started to fall apart, come undone, right? This is the same. I told you art imitates life. They put things in movies that it's really reality, right? This is the simulation that we live in, right? And when you're awakened, there are so many things, so many spirits and energies, principalities, right, that try to lull you back to sleep, right? In most cases, they'll send people to you, relationships, friendships, right? Just common interactions with people. They'll send people to you to try to lull you back to sleep, right? No matter how, how they do that, they try to do that, right? To lull you back to sleep. Probably try to get you back into some habit that you used to do, right? Or make you to react in a certain way, right? That fish is weird, boy, I tell you, weirdo. And this is all in the effort to put you back under that spell, right? That charm, okay? That's why isolation is important, right? Being alone, right? So you're not around many people, right? Or any people at all. That would take you off of and out of your game, right? Out of your personal game to get you back into this world's game. You know what I'm saying? Take you away from your personal gain to put you back in sleep under this world's game. Right? You ever heard the term game of life? That's exactly what it is. A simulation. Think of a chessboard, right? Or a board game, Monopoly. Okay, why do you think they make these games? Why do you think they make these games? Right? It's describing this stipulation over and over and over again in everything that we do, everything that we are in every day, right? That's why some people that you'll empaths will notice this, okay? Because one thing with empaths is we like developing, right? We like to grow, okay? We don't like to do the same thing over and over and over and over again. Like it gets tiresome. And then we start to ask questions. We start to be like, okay, now what's going on? Because we notice, we're attentive to, we pay attention to everything. So we notice like something's not right here. Like, something's not right. Just like the process of life inside of this simulation, right? To be born, right? Go to school, grade school, right? Get a career or a job. Work that career or job until you're old, right? Retire, and then wait to die. And that's life. That's life in the simulation. That's not real life. That's not what we're put here to do, Not at all. That is the mundane game atmosphere, so to speak, right? The game simulation that we are put in and to made to think, it's probably sick, are made to think that that's how we're supposed to live. That's not how we're supposed to live, right? Life is spiritual. It's more spiritual than it is physical, right? People are living lives right now that are so mundane and low frequency that they have no idea. They're just they're on the hamster wheel going round and round and round and round. They have no idea that they're living in something that was not designed by God for them to be living in. Not at all. This is why people that are in this simulation, they seek like this stimulation, this low vibrational high, right? Cheating, right? They get a high from cheating on their partners, right? Hiding something, having a secret, right? Having secrets. It's exciting for them. It's stimulating for them, right? But that's the type of low frequency stimulation. It's wicked. It's evil, right? Once you get outside of that simulation, and right, this is why the world will say a life in God is boring. It's looked at as boring. But they don't know what it's really like because they're on the inside looking outwardly. They're on the inside of the simulation looking out. Right? It's foreign to them. But to those of us that are on the out looking in, we see what's really going on. We see that people are being controlled. Right? That people have no control over their daily lives. They're programmed. They're programmed. You ever heard of MK Ultra? Mind control? Yeah. They're programmed to live the lives that these higher ups that are controlling the simulation want them to live. It goes deep. Very deep. Okay? I'm glad I'm not in that simulation anymore because what a boring and mundane and low vibrational way of living. Right? So I'll end this here. So just beware of how gangstalking works. Okay? How these spirits use people as willing vessels, right? To do their bidding, to do their evil work. Okay? All under the guise of they're hiding within these people's bodies. This is the vessel. They're hiding in the vessel, making people do this, and that, making people think certain things, covering people's eyes not to see what's really there, what's really and truly reality. Right? That's why you can try to explain these things to certain people and they have no idea what you're talking about whatsoever. And they'll deem you as crazy. Right? But who's really the crazy one? Who's really the insane one? Right? The one on this hamster wheel going round and round and round and round and round. Not even knowing that they're on the hamster wheel. Going round and round and round, getting nowhere. All the way into death. And then by the time they die, then they see what's going on, but it's too late because they're already dead. Right? And they're already got their ticket, first class ticket on to where they're going. Either up or down. Right? Because please believe me, there is a heaven and there is a hell. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay? So yeah, we'll leave right there. Alright? So pay attention, alright, to gang stalking. Pay attention to these things that are a repetitive cycle that go on 24 hours a day. Right? On this inside of this time. Right? Inside of time. Okay? Remember, this dimension we're living in is the three-dimensional, right? The 3D world. Okay? We live inside of time, right? But the spiritual realm is outside of time. There is no time in the spiritual realm. None at all. Right? Okay, so this is why we walk by the Spirit. Walk by the Spirit of God. Okay? In spirit and in truth. All right, so I love you guys. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. About to go take my baby on a walk, and I will be back later. I'm also gonna make those to those of you I said that I will make those lentils for you. I know I was supposed to make them like a day ago or whatever, but stuff came up and it's just a whole lot. But everything's cool now, so I may do that tonight. 6:02. You know what? I may do it later tonight and then just store them for later, for me to eat later. If I don't do it tonight, I'll do it in the morning, right? But if I do them tonight, then I'll come back on here and you'll see that I'm doing them tonight. All right? All right. Love you guys. God loves you guys. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace. Dang, 20 minutes? I didn't know it was 20 minutes.